In
alarming.
Texas, a family wished Samuel L. Jackson was around recently when too much horror, we have a lot of horror on this show today, they found a rattlesnake sticking its head out of their toilet.
Oh God.
And after calling Big County snake removal, the family was in for an even bigger shock when the inspection found 23 more snakes underneath the house. The Big Country owner, Nathan Hawkins, prefers to relocate rather than kill any of the snakes. He called to clear out and say they're actually very, very amazing creatures, and they're just really misunderstood.
Misunderstood. As they're popping out of your
Snakes
toilet.
are not misunderstood creatures. Let's get that straight. But this family finds a rattlesnake coming up through the pipes.
Yeah, I saw the photo, and literally the snake, his head is just peeking out of the toilet. I mean, I would have died.
Well, you hear stories of like in Australia, like when you have a summer house there or whatever, and you leave, they'll put saran wrap over the toilet so snakes don't go into it.
Oh God.
But I would have lost it right then and there. I would have freaked out and ran, and then to find 23 more like in
just
the house,
hanging out.
Yeah.
And
then to move, he's like, I would have just been like, kill him, kill him all. Like, I don't want to get
he relocates them to the wild, or he brings them to universities to study.
Right. I guess that instead of killing him, you should relocate. I'm just like torch him. But
I would have to move. I don't know that I could really ever go to the bathroom.
You would never
again.
be safe going to the restroom in your house again. Like be like looking over every time.
Yeah.
That's just and like
alarming.
I wonder like what attracts so many of them. Like
I don't know, and I don't want to know. And that's I get the willies.
I wonder is that just like a Texas thing? Like does that just happen in Texas a lot? Or
I mean, well, is there a Colorado equivalent? I mean, you've lived here for a long time. I'm from New York originally.
Is there? I feel like in New York it'd be like cockroaches.
Yeah, the roaches are real in the city, and then when I lived in South Florida, the same thing. Insects are like
I feel like things don't really get in our homes in Colorado.
No. It's more like the
outdoor
stuff.
You'll have elk and deer just like come up to your door.
Yes.
And in my area, like in the suburbs, there's just bunnies.
A lot of bunnies.
Over. It's like
and those other things, the prairie dogs.
We see those a lot of prairie dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just all over the place.
First time I ever saw one was out here when we moved to Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, prairie dogs running all over the place. And then with the bunnies, at Christmas time, we put Christmas trees in our front yard.
Okay.
And the bunnies will just flock.
Do they?
Under the trees, and they just like hide in there.
Well, the squirrels are pretty intense. I remember I got all the fancy pumpkins at Halloween. I put them outside, make the porch look pretty.
Yep.
And the next morning I came out and it looked like a pumpkin massacre. The squirrels just went to town. I was like, what happened?
Well, it's even worse on campus because the squirrels will follow you because so many people feed them. They just expect food. But I would take squirrels and bunnies and even cockroaches over snakes and rattlesnakes any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any day.
Absolutely.